we have the fresh herbs, rosemary and thyme with a little bit of sea salt. Of course, olive oil. One of my favorites, red onions. Minced garlic, can hand dice that. I actually bought some garlic bulbs. And your lemon zest, don't forget that lemon. Garlic powder instead of garlic salt. And onion powder instead of onion salt. I can add as much as I want and not worry about all of the sodium. And my sea salt. So here I'm going to add in a mixture of the herbs and sea salt. And you can be as generous as you'd like with these fresh herbs. It's great if you can actually start a herb garden. Love our fresh herbs. I use them in everything. So here I'm just pressing the herbs and the salt mixture into the scored parts of the lamb and turning over my lamb and being very generous with the seasonings here and the herbs. Adding my onion powder and my sea salt, a little bit more of that. Mrs. Dash is a great salt substitute if you're watching your sodium intake right now. Don't forget about that. And of course, garlic powder. Can't have too much garlic is what I like to say. And a little fresh pepper. And here we go with the minced garlic. Going to press that into the lamb as well. And I have bulbs of garlic that have already been peeled. I purchased those from the farmer's market. So you can add those throughout the roast. As you can see here, this is what it looks like prior to me searing the lamb in the oven. Or you can take your skillet and sear on the stove. And here we're adding the olive oil to our roasting pan, adding the roast in there. And this is what it looks like once it's been seared. And it just seals and locks in some of the flavor and the juices. And now we're going to prepare the lamb shoulder for the slow roast. The slow roast takes about 3 hours at 300 degrees. So make sure your oven is preheated. Just added some fresh garlic in there. Onions, again, you can never add too many as far as I'm concerned. I love onions. And if you want, you can use yellow onions, or if you don't care for onions, you don't have to use them. And here I'm adding some chopped celery as well. And bell peppers. Love the colored peppers. And don't forget, you can add or eliminate any of those vegetables from this recipe. And here, seasoning the vegetables as well with garlic powder, onion powder, my favorite ingredients in the kitchen. We'll add some fresh ground pepper and a little sea salt. And that's about a half a cup of water. I may use about a quarter cup because the vegetables will also yield water as well. And we'll take that juice later. We can make a gravy with that if you like. And we'll place the seared shoulder on top of our vegetables. And don't forget the lemon. Squeeze some lemon juice on top of there. And I just throw the whole lemon in there. And here's a picture of it before we put everything in the oven. And before we cover it with foil. And you're going to tighten the foil around the shoulder. There you go. Enjoy the rest of the photos.